Good morning, Gordon. How are you doing today?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So our session today is a telehealth session, and I just want to reconfirm with you that it's okay that we do your session today via video.
That's fine.
And then also just for the interest of other clients who might be interested in how a telehealth session might go, we agreed earlier this week that we would do this session today, and I would do it for you free of charge in exchange for letting me share this with other people. Is that still okay with you?
Yep, that's okay.
Perfect. How's your back feeling since I saw you earlier this week?
It's a little bit worse.
Okay.
Sore, more sore.
And is it still on that right side or is it both sides?
Still on the right, kind of SI joint type pain that I've been having.
Okay. And what have you been doing since I saw you on Tuesday?
Exercising, light exercises, and worked out on the Bowflex yesterday. That's really about it.
And did any of that change the way it felt?
Slightly. Just doesn't last. That's the only problem.
Okay. And have you tried the thing that we talked about on the foam roller or the balls, using the balls?
No, I did not try the ball. I did try the roll.
Okay.
And that was kind of painful, so I stopped using it.
Okay. Good to know. So right now, if you kind of try and bend forward, how are you feeling?
Right hip pain.
Okay. And is it all in the back or does it radiate around to the front?
No, it's in the back.
Okay. And then
No,
what? Go
pardon?
say that again.
There's no radiation around.
Okay. And then if you put your hands on your hips and bend backwards, what happens there?
About the same level of pain.
Okay, so it's not like Tuesday where that pain bending backwards was worse though.
No, I don't think it is.
Okay, that's improvement then. I'll take it. Awesome. And so then what happens when you reach up with your left arm?
No increase in pain.
Okay, and then do your right arm?
Slight increase, not much.
Okay, and then what happens if you do like a single arm snow angel with the left hand? How's that?
No problem. No change.
And if you do the right hand?
There's a little bit of a change when I get it up to the top.
Okay.
Quite a bit of change, actually.
Okay. And then I noticed you have a chair there. That's perfect. I'm going to have you sit in the chair for a moment.
Okay.
And what happens if you bring your right knee towards your chest?
No real change in pain.
Well, that's better than Tuesday too.
Yeah.
So that's good. And then what happens if you bring the left knee towards the chest?
No change.
Okay. And they feel about the same when you do both?
Yeah.
Okay. And then if you cross your hands across your chest and you turn to the left, how does that feel?
No real problem with the lower back.
And then if you turn to the right.
Yeah, I can feel that. That adds a little bit.
So when you went to the left, you said no real problem with the low back. Are you having problems somewhere else?
A little bit in the upper shoulder, left shoulder.
Okay. All right. So we're going to use a little technique that's called total motion release, or some people refer to it as mirror therapy. It's been around for a really long time, and for most of the time that it's been around, it's only been used in neurological cases, but today we're going to use it for some of your back pain stuff. Okay. So what we're going to start with is the left arm reaching up in front of you. So what I'm going to do is back up a little bit so you can see the whole motion that I'm doing. And what I want you to do is raise the arm slowly overhead. Reach up towards the ceiling for 3 seconds. and then slowly come back down. And I'm going to have you do that about 10 times. You've got 3 more of those. This should be the last one. Good, and then we're going to take a break for about 15 to 20 seconds. We're going to do that again, and then we're going to retest how moving your right shoulder feels. And so what we're doing with mirror therapy is we're basically trying to balance out any muscle imbalances that happen in the body so that we can take pressure off of what's happening in the SI joint for you. And it doesn't change the fact that you've probably got arthritis there, but what it should do is alleviate some of the muscle strain that might be occurring when you use your right arm and leg. So that's what we're trying to do with it. And this should be your last one. Good, and then try raising that right arm again. How's the SI joint feel?
It gets sore when we do that.
Is it more sore than the first time we did it?
Probably about the same.
Okay. Does it change at all?
No, it's hard to say.
Okay.
It moves around a little bit, but I think it's about the same.
Okay. So we're going to try a different motion. I'm going to have you sit back in the chair. And what I'm going to have you do is try crossing your arms across your chest again. And what I want you to do is rotate straight to the left, but don't bend to the left. How does that feel?
It's more of a stretch in my upper shoulder.
Okay, we're going to try this motion. So what I want you to do is same thing. You're going to turn that way 10 times. We'll take a 15 to 20 second break. Try that again, and then we're going to retest how moving that right arm feels for the low back. We've got 3 more. And then take a break. And then we'll have you do those again.
Which arms?
Whichever's most comfortable.
Okay.
And this should be the last one. Good. And then I'm going to have you stand up again and try lifting that right arm, and let's see how it's doing.
Standing.
How is that now?
I think that's still about the same.
Okay. What happens, go ahead and sit back down for me for a moment. Because that transition from sitting to standing is a problem for you, right?
Yep.
If you're sitting there, let me see if I can raise my stool a little bit so that you can see this and change my camera angle a little bit. And I'm going to turn sideways so that you can see this. So if I put my hands on my hips and I rock my pelvis front to back like this, what happens when you do that?
That's pretty painful.
Is it more painful one direction or the other?
Probably going forward.
So when you tilt your hips forward, it becomes more painful?
Yeah.
Okay. So what
and
I'm
that spreads across both sides.
Okay. So what I'm going to have you do, we're going to hold off on that motion for a minute, but raise your left arm for me. Is there any pain in your right side when you do that?
No.
Raise your right arm for me. Is there any pain in the right side when you do that?
Minor.
Okay. So I'm going to have you do the rotations again, 2 sets of 10, and then we're going to retest the right arm sitting down because I think standing is one of your triggers.
Okay, sitting, moving, I just moved while I was in the chair, and that hurt quite a bit too. So any kind of movement like that seems to bother you.
Okay. Just gonna have one more. And we'll take a break.
Okay, one point I noticed, I leaned a little bit too far away from the chair
Uh-huh.
on a couple of those, and that really bothered the lower right back.
Okay.
As long as I kept my torso straight.
That was fine.
Yeah, it was okay.
Okay. All right, let's try 10 more of those. Good. And that should be 10, right? Unless I miscounted. And then I'm going to have you try and raise the left arm again. How does that feel?
Nothing in the lower right back.
Okay. And then if you raise the right hand.
No, it feels okay.
Okay.
No,
Say that last part again.
no real pain in the lower back.
Okay.
But
So we're going to do one more set of those sitting, and then we're going to try and do them standing and see if we can get the pain to kind of calm down when you're standing.
okay,
Because you want to be functional standing.
it does. So same.
Same movement, yep. I'm going to try and count and talk for you here. Part of the reason that trunk rotation works a lot of time for back pain is because there's a big connection between the shoulder blades and the lumbar spine through the muscle called the latissimus dorsi. And that muscle literally goes from the arm, the upper part of the arm, across the shoulder blade, attaches to, and this should be your last one, attaches to the spine, and then comes down in a V, and you can see that beyond people who really work muscles with weights pretty heavily. You'll see that nice V shape on their back, and then it stops being a muscle and becomes a very thick tendon that attaches to the rest of the spine and the pelvis. And we were when we were dissecting that in PT school, it was a very thick piece of tissue that we had to try and dissect off of the hip bone and the pelvis. And it's almost not flexible. So when you pull on it, it kind of has as much give as if you took a piece of masking tape and were pulling on it. That's about how much give that tissue has that becomes the connector piece between the muscle and the pelvis, which is more tendinous as opposed to muscular that has stretchable fibers in it. So that's how the rotation helps in loosening up, because we're kind of unwinding what's called the fascia. And it is that connection piece. The latissimus is the connection piece between the shoulder blade and the pelvis. So
when I rotate, I do feel the force right in the middle of my back.
Yeah.
On the left side in that rotation.
And so this is I didn't really want to use rotation with you because your scoliosis comes into play a bit. But the shoulder flexion on its own wasn't working. So we're going to use the rotation to try and get the SI joint to calm down, and then we're going to try something else to get that left mid-back to calm down.
Okay. So
try it one more set of those, yep. And that should be the last one, right? And then try raising your left hand again. How's that feeling?
Feels fine.
Okay. Now, say that again.
No pain.
Okay. What I'm going to have you do is march your feet just for about 10 seconds. Good. And now I want you to try and stand up. How was that transition?
The transition itself was fine. By the time I got fully straight, then it starts to hurt.
Okay.
Straight.
So standing there, just kind of tuck your pelvis under like that just a little bit. Does that change that at all?
Oh yeah, that's sore.
Okay.
Difficult.
Sorry, say that again.
That's difficult to do.
Okay. What happens if you kind of tilt your pelvis, change my computer screen here a little bit, right to left?
It's a little sore. It really had a real flash of pain the first time I tried it, and then it calmed down just a little bit.
Is it
going to the right really bothers it?
But going to the left?
Not so much.
Okay. So I'm going to have you go from the middle to the left just about 5 or 6 more times.
When I straighten up, it's really kind of sore.
Okay.
Just to get back to the middle position.
And then go ahead and stop for me. And then just march in place for about 10 seconds again. And go ahead and stop. And how do you feel right now?
As I straighten up, that lower right SI joint really hurts.
Okay.
The straightening up process, if I'm bent over, sort of, it's not quite so bad. But as I straighten up, there's a real flash of pain that goes through that.
Okay. If you raise your right arm, does it get worse?
No.
Okay. What happens if you raise your left arm?
If I bend just slightly, then the pain's there. But if I stay completely straight, it's not a problem.
So raising the arms no longer causes pain, but you have pain just in standing.
Right.
Okay. So our goal now is to get rid of the pain while standing. So if you bend to the left, does that cause pain?
Slight, not huge.
And how much pain is there coming back up from that?
Right now, none.
Okay. And if you bend to the right?
That hurts.
Okay, let's not go that way. So what happens if you, instead of bending straight to the left, if you kind of bend slightly forward to the left?
Not a problem.
Okay, I'm going to have you do that 10 times.
Coming back to the straight position hurts.
Okay, so instead of rotating like that, try dropping just the left shoulder forward and see how that feels, if that's different.
No, that's weird. What hurts is when I come back to a standing position.
Okay, so stop. We're not going to do that. The goal is to find a motion that doesn't hurt so we can kind of loosen stuff up. What was that?
I'm trying to be difficult.
It's okay. This is part of what telemedicine is all about, is finding, being able to work through the hard parts and find something that helps. So what happens if you stand on just your left leg? Do you need the chair to help with balance?
No.
Okay. And then what happens if you stand on just the right leg?
There's an increase in pain.
Okay. So I am gonna have you grab the chair.
Okay.
And what I want you to do is set it next to you so that you can use it for balance a little bit.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have you keep your hand on it like that. I want you to raise your left knee up. How does that feel?
It's not too bad. I can feel pain in the hip.
Okay.
Feels like because I'm applying pressure to that right leg.
And then if you do the other side.
Ooh, that's sore.
Okay. So what I'm going to have you do then is kind of just stand on the left leg because that didn't cause too much difficulty. And I want you to hold the left leg balance for about 30 seconds and I'll count it out for you, okay?
Okay.
30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax for about 10 seconds, and then we're going to repeat that. And ready? Go. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go ahead and put that leg back down. And then try bringing that right knee back up towards your chest.
That's still pretty sore. It's okay when I get it up to about this level, but if I bring it up any further, it really gets pretty sore.
And is that the same level of pain you had the first time?
About the same, yeah. When it gets up here, yes.
Okay. We're going to try balance on the left. What happens when you raise the left leg up, knee up to your chest?
No problem.
Okay, so we've fixed that. Let's try balance on the left leg again. 2 sets of 30 seconds. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take a break for 10 seconds. And we'll do that left leg balance again. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go ahead and lower that leg. And then try bringing that right knee towards your chest again.
Up to waist level, it's not a problem.
Okay.
If I bring it up much higher, it's still pretty painful.
Any change in that level of pain?
Up to waist level, yeah, it's less.
Okay.
But as I bring it on up, it's about the same as it was.
Okay. And on the way back down, it sucks.
Yeah.
I saw that grimace. I'm going to have you try the balance again because it seems like even though it's taking it a couple of times, it is helping it. What I want to do instead, though, because I'm sure your left leg is starting to get tired, is let's try 20 seconds on each one of these.
Okay.
20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take a break.
I think it's more the hip than the left leg.
It might be. And then try that left leg again, 20 seconds. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take a break.
And the right hip's getting tired.
Of holding it up?
Yeah. It gets sore just holding it up.
Okay, so we're getting some muscle fatigue happening too.
Yeah.
Okay. Try bringing that right hip up, right knee up towards your chest again.
Less.
Okay.
Less.
Perfect.
Still painful going down, but coming up, it's not as bad as it was.
Okay. So I think then, because you're getting some fatigue soreness, I know we had originally planned this for 45 minutes to an hour, but it's been about 35 minutes, and I think that we're going to call it good on trying to exercise this out, because I don't want you to end up with muscle fatigue that makes it so you can't move tomorrow. But what we've done is then found a couple of movements that actually help relieve pain in that SI joint.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the exercises that I'm going to have you try tomorrow are going to be the sitting trunk rotation to the left. And again, we did those 2 sets of 10, holding for about 2 to 3 seconds each time that you rotate and coming back, and then retesting the movement of your arm on the right side to see if that still caused pain when you were sitting. And then we progress that to, let's actually raise your right arm for me. How does that feel?
Fine.
Okay.
No significant pain.
So, and then I'm also going to have you try doing this balance on the left leg. And you can probably do intervals of 20 seconds because we did still see improvement with 20 seconds here on this last one. And again, go to that point where, okay, I'm noticing that I'm getting pain relief, but I'm also starting to get fatigue sore, and then stop there. If you feel up to trying these again this afternoon, you can. But again, don't make it so sore from fatigue that you can't move tomorrow.
Sure.
Because we've just had you engage the hip flexor a lot, you can put a little bit of heat right there on that front of that right hip, to help that muscle kind of relax a little bit. And you would just want the heat to go, if this is the top of my hip bone, down to kind of just below the groin, and just put the heat right there and let it sit there for about 10 minutes just to relax that muscle. And then if you recall the stretch that I gave you where you're kind of in that lunge position, that leg's behind you and the arm is up, and we've done that one on the Pilates, after you put the heat on, do that for just like 10 or 15 seconds, and that'll help stretch it out a little bit too.
Okay.
And then kind of check in with those, and you can shoot me an email and tell me how you're doing, or I mean, you've texted me before, you can text me telling me how you're doing, or you can wait till next week when I see you again.
Okay.
Do you have other questions that I can answer for you now?
I don't think so. Just that pain seemed to travel across my back from the right to the left occasionally. Not as strong as it was on the right, but I could feel pain in the left side as well. More while I was standing on the left leg.
Okay.
Raising. It seemed like the more I raised the right leg,
the more that happened.
Yeah.
So that can be one of two things. It could be that the left SI joint is getting fatigued because, as we both know, your hips aren't as strong as we would like them to be.
Yeah.
So it could be that the hip muscles on the left side were fatiguing as well, and so the SI joint was taking on more of that pressure, and it's kind of like a shearing force that happens on that SI joint. It's possible that the facet joints were also getting a little bit irritated on that left side, and that's why it was traveling across to that left side. That one exercise that we talked about on Tuesday, where you're laying on your back, your legs are up, and you put the pressure on the knees, but don't let them move as you breathe out.
Mm-hmm.
That one is a really good one for helping kind of rebalance the spine in that way. And then also the one where you're laying on your back and your knees are going right to left in a very gentle motion. Stay pain-free with that, though.
Okay. All right. I'll do that.
Any other questions I can answer for you?
Don't think so.
Perfect. Did you feel like this session was helpful?
Yeah, I think so. It's given me a couple more movements I can try to see if that'll ease that joint. So yeah, I'll try them and see, and either text you or let you know Tuesday.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for allowing me to videotape this and show other people. And that way, if they're having back pain, we can try and help them too if they're not comfortable with coming into the clinic.
Okay, good.
And I will see you next week.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Gordon.